I'm going to show you how I generate and optimize the images for my blogs, helping me increase my image SEO that gives me that little extra ranking and extra organic search traffic, which is pivotal for your SEO. My name is Nico. I'm an AI-powered SEO specialist. I teach and help people how to rank their websites with AI. If you want to learn more about SEO, there's a bunch of resources in the description below. This is going to be a step-by-step guide. We're going to use some AI tools because if you're not leveraging AI for all of the work that you do, then you're missing out and you're going to be left behind. So for this instance, we're going to use this blog that's very niche and specific. It's titled, Do Older Horses Need Supplements? You can see how finding an image for this can be a bit difficult. Traditionally, you might search for images using Pixabay and you're going to spend a lot of time looking for the specific image. So we are going to use Midjourney to create the image for the blogs. Why do I prefer using Midjourney? Because I can create the exact image that I need for my blog. And version 6 of Midjourney, I believe, is so good now that it's very difficult to tell the difference between a fake image or AI generated image and an image taken by a human with a photograph. There's a couple of things that you want to do here. Make sure that you create a few images at once to leverage the AI tool and to maximize your time. And then we need to optimize the image. So the first thing that we're going to do is open up Midjourney. I've got it open here. And we're going to create a really simple prompt. I'm going to explain this prompt and why this is going to maximize the output for it. So we go back to the blog and realize that it's, for older horses. So we probably want some images of older horses somewhere in a nice field. This is written for an audience in the UK. So maybe we're going to add something like that about it. So we're going to go to Midjourney/imagine. That's how you prompt it to create an image. And we're going to paste this prompt that says an old black and brown, and I'm going to explain this in a second, horse in a field somewhere in the UK. The image is taken in the sunset, taken using a Canon RF 85mm lens. Now, there's a couple of things in this prompt that I need to explain. Why do I put black and brown into the brackets? Is because then it's going to create 8 sets of image, 4 sets of image with a black horse, and then 4 sets of image with a brown horse. So I've got all of the images I need, variation of images for my blog in the one prompt. And then the second component of this is the camera that I chose and the lens that I chose. This just gives it a more realistic aspect to it. And if you want a specific image style to your images that's consistent all the time, one of the easiest way to do that is to always use the same camera and the same lens that you want in the prompt. And that is telling Midjourney to keep that same style because it's that same camera and that same lens. We're going to pick the aspect ratio for 16:9, and then we're going to hit enter. And you can see here, because we have placed the curly brackets, and it's curly brackets, sorry, I've gone back and edited this, but because we place black and brown in curly brackets, essentially now I'm asking Midjourney to write the whole prompt with a black horse and writing the whole prompt with a brown horse. So it's asking me, do you want to do both sets of images? And I'm just going to go yes right away. And for the other one, yes. So now with the one prompt right away, I'm creating 8 sets of images, which is going to make my life a lot easier. We're going to give that a second to create the images. Midjourney is going to give you the images in a PNG, which is a high quality file, which is great. And it makes sense for them to give you those files in a PNG format. But we don't want to upload PNG to our website because these will slow down the website, and that's not what we want for SEO. So the next component out of this is going to be to format these images into a file format called WebP. Now, after a few minutes, I have my images that I can use for my blogs, and we're going to just take a look at them here. I've got 4 that I can use here. Fantastic. I've got another one here, nice on a sunset somewhere in the UK. They're actually looking really good. We've got some more here that are just loading as well, but I'm pretty happy with these, particularly these ones. They look extremely realistic, and you can see with the camera and the lens chosen, it gives me a particular style, which I really, really like. And I don't know about you, but looking at this, I can't really tell that they were made by AI. For me, it's that good now. So like I said, now we need to download these images and we need to be able to format them in the right file format that we want, which is a WebP file. The quickest way that I found you can do this is by actually going to the Midjourney account, not your Discord Midjourney. So I'm going to go to my Midjourney account and go to my images and just refresh this. And what this does is that it gives all the images that you've created ever on your account and puts them here. And the great thing about this is that I can just choose today and select all the images that I've created today, and I can choose this download button. So I've just downloaded all my images that I need right away, instead of going into downloading in the Discord chat server, which takes a little bit longer. If you know of a quicker way to do this, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. So I'm downloading this, and now the next thing to do is to convert these images. There's a lot of free software that's going to help you do this. I use this one here called XN Convert. It's very easy to use. You can also use Convert.io. It's already set up for you. I'll leave the link to this in the description below. That's PNG to WebP files. You can convert up to 20 images for free a day, which is more than enough that you need for this. What I'm used to, which is the XN. I don't mind what you use, essentially whatever works with your workflow. I have the images now into a folder. I'm just going to rename it Horse Blog. It's in my download so I can find it easier. Convert X. Going to find the files here. If you have the choice to define the output a little bit more, for example, in this instance, we are changing the format to be a WebP file, which is already chosen. And even then, I'm going to make sure that it's 70%. The reason why I do that is it gives me the very, very light image. And when you upload this to your blog, you're not going to notice the difference really between a PNG and a WebP file. And a WebP file is going to help your website load a lot quicker. So we're just going to go to convert, and that is doing its job very, very quickly now, which is great. Now, I'm going to go back to that folder, and I'm going to show you the difference here. So this is, for example, the PNG image, and that's the WebP image. I can't really tell the difference at all, but the WebP image is going to be so much better for my SEO. So always take the WebP image. The quality doesn't really change. So I've got the images that I want to use for my blog. I'll put these over here. I'll go back to my blog, and I can start adding images to it. So I'm going to choose a couple of places, supplements for types of horses. There was a cute one that we did one before. This little guy here, he's clearly an old horse here. Now, obviously you would be doing this in the back end of your website, and we're going to do this in a second. I've transferred the blog that I created from the Google Docs into the back end of my website. I use Webflow, but if you use WordPress or Wix or whatever, the process kind of still stays the same, because you'll find all the same things that I'm doing within that CMS. So you see here, I've got the content itself. I'm going to select a place where I'm going to add an image with my blog. So for Webflow, I just use that plus sign, and I want to put this one there that I like. It looks pretty good. I'm going to select another place here. I think we have some square images that I wouldn't mind adding as well. And then we're going to maybe one more here. I mean, I can't tell the difference if that's real or not, so it's fantastic. So now we have created the perfect image for our blog. We have optimized the image, and now we need to create the right alt tag for it. The alt text helps you increase your image SEO because it gives Google yet another understanding of what the image is about. But also, alt text on the images make your images more accessible to more people. So people that have image impairments, they will get their alt text read out to them to explain what's in the image. So if you don't have the alt text, your image, your blog or your website isn't as accessible to more people. So you want to write an alt text that describes the image. In this instance, for example, a brown horse at sunset in a field. Do you need to put the keyword that you are trying to rank for? In this instance, for example, old horse supplements, or do old horse need supplements and stuff like that. And the more valuable thing for you to do is to very much use the alt text to describe the image itself. Don't try to stuff the keyword in it, because, for example, in this image, there's nothing really about horse supplements. It's a beautiful old horse, but there's no supplements laying around. So I wouldn't put supplements in this image for an alt text, but I would for sure say an old horse in a field at sunset. And now my images have all the correct alt tags. They're optimized. I'm just going to put a final image for my feature image for my blog. And now looking at the published version here, I have my blog with my beautiful optimized images. And if I go to my handy SEO tool and I look at the images that I have here, I've got the alt tag, an old horse in a field at sunset, and the name for the image file is also old horse field in the UK. It is an old horse in a field. I need to change the spelling out, in the UK. So both components of the title, the meta description, and the file image format is perfect for my blog. The good thing is that I still have a couple of photos that I can use for the blog, for the next one or the next two, if they're about horses and blogs. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be publishing a lot of these content. So if you like AI-powered SEO, make sure to subscribe and follow the channel. Cheers.